Hey everybody, it's Jeff Kraft with Alibaba.com here at the news desk at the 2018 National Hardware Show. Joining me right now is Dan Tratensek, Executive Vice President of the North American Retail Hardware Association and publisher of the Hardware Retailing Magazine, the industry's leading trade publication. Dan, good to have you here on the news desk.
Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
You know, you've been a part of this retailer show for a very long time, over 20 years, and it's changed quite a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely changed, and it's definitely a good thing that it continues to change. I've been coming to the show for 22 years. This is probably either my 22nd or 23rd show, and every time you come back, you're just seeing new things, and that's the nature of these shows that make them so valuable to the people that come here. It's exactly why you're here, is to see new things. And so 5 years ago, who would have imagined we would have had a virtual reality home here? But we got that this time. And you go out to the tailgate area and you see some of the products out there that you didn't even know they made, that you didn't even know there was a whole category built around tailgating, but it's one of those huge things. And so the show 5 years ago and the show today are completely different, but that's fantastic because that's what you want to see.
And one of the exciting things that I love about this show and a lot of shows across the world now is how it incorporates technology. I mean, everything now is like the Internet of Things. Everything is connected. If you're not connected, you're not in.
Absolutely. And I mean, even navigating the show now, you download the app before you come here, so you know where to find things like the Alibaba area, and you know where to find things like the sourcing area and the new products area and the NRHA village, of course, and you could keep in track on everything going on, all the educational programs we have going on and the speakers that we have on the stage. I mean, you tap into that easily from the app. You're able to source products more effectively. You're able to exchange data, easily because you could zap your data back and forth.
And that's important. That is a huge asset of being part of this show, is that face-to-face interaction.
Sure.
I mean, it's the old school way of thinking, but it's really how business got done. It's going to continue to get done that way as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why these kind of shows are so important. And I think, in my 22 years in the industry, a couple decades ago, you saw this kind of decline in this face-to-face relationships, and everything became a phone call. And then with the advent of email, it became more email. But now we're really starting to see, and our association sees this because we have more activities now that are built around that face-to-face. And now people are wanting to do business face-to-face again, and that's fantastic too. So using the technology that's available to make the communications easy and more efficient is great, but nothing replaces, as you know, that face-to-face contact.
So I want to talk about the NRHA. What are your members looking for right now? I mean, you know your members better than anybody. What are they looking for?
Well, first let me tell you a little bit about our members. Our members are the independent home improvement retailers that are on main streets all around the United States and in Canada. And these are the guys that, I'll be on a flight somewhere and someone will say, oh, you're working with an association that you represent independent hardware stores and home centers. It must have been pretty rough for you over the last several years. And the truth of the matter is the independent hardware industry is doing great. And the reason for that is just what we were talking about. People still crave this face-to-face contact, particularly when they're doing projects around their home where they need to have people validate their decisions, and they don't necessarily know. It's not like buying a book or something, or buying a toy, or even clothing online. It's where they need that kind of validation face-to-face that they can get, and that support from the independent retailers. And that's why it's so important for them to come to a show like this, because they can find new things. They can find new methods of sourcing, whether it's new products that they haven't seen before, or relationships with companies like Alibaba that really kind of opens up new avenues to find new and unique products to bring to their little marketplaces.
And that's what this show is all about. NHS is about bringing people together. Alibaba.com is about bringing buyers and suppliers and buyers together. That's what NHRA is all about. I mean, NRHA is all about. I mean, it's really a fantastic place to be. And Alibaba, that is exactly what I want to talk about. I'm glad you brought that up. Alibaba.com has become a leading, a global leader, I guess, in the industry, sourcing, bringing the businesses together. If they want to buy products overseas, they can do that. Sometimes it's scary, but that's what Alibaba comes in, and where trade assurance comes in. I mean, it's really something that's continued to grow. I want to talk also about the numbers, because the numbers going to 2020.
Yeah.
4.5%. I read something that you guys put that out. 4.5 growing, 4.5%. What is the reason for that? Why is that happening? Is it the DIY industry? What the mom and pop stores out there are offering as well? Maybe the home improvement opportunities? Like, this is how you can do it yourself? What is it?
Within the industry, there's a lot of things that go on. And you know, we used to say before, back in 2008 or so, that the home improvement industry really was in a lot of ways recession-proof. Well, we were proven wrong, certainly, because the recession did take its toll on the industry. But the truth of the matter is this. When times are good and the economy is good, people want to invest in their homes. They want to buy new homes. They want to move up into homes. When times are a little bit leaner or tighter, you get that nesting where people are saying, well, I might not buy a new home, but instead of buying a new home, I'm going to redo my kitchen, or I'm going to make investments into my own home. So those kind of things are still going on. So right now, as the economy's become a little bit healthier, we see more people reinvesting in their homes again. And the exciting thing for the industry moving forward is we have a lot of pent-up demand that's been created by this millennial generation. The millennial generation has waited a little bit longer to move into that home buying market. But now they're at the point where they're entering that age where they're starting to look at buying homes. And once that kind of breaks loose, we think there's going to be some big momentum for the industry. And what's great about the millennial generation too is while they might not be buying homes, they're really engaging in do-it-yourself projects. Things like Pinterest and projects that they find online, they're bringing into their apartments. They're bringing into their workplaces. So they're still doing these DIY projects, just what they're doing has changed. And the perfect place for them to go to all that, to buy all that stuff, is at their locally owned independent retailer in the town that they live in.
That's right. That's right. I mean, we talked. You talked a little bit about the millennials. It's really interesting. News outlets all over the world have talked about millennials. They're not putting away for retirement. They're not doing this. They're starting really late.
Sure.
When they are buying the home, that is what they're investing in now. They're seeing the benefit. I mean, real estate has always been an important thing. That's one of the most important investments that you can make. But the fact that you don't have to hire a contractor, and I know some contractors out there might not be excited about me saying this, but you don't have to hire a contractor to do everything. A GC doesn't have to do everything. Those millennials can look online, they can see how to do it, and they're not afraid to try it. Yeah, that's exciting.
And I think that kind of holds true to the whole millennial spirit.
Yeah.
Is whether it's the workplace or in the home, they're not scared to go out and do things because they were raised in an era where they were told, you know, if you think about it and you look it up, you can do these things. And there was this big concern about, oh, well, you know, the mothers and fathers didn't pass along to the millennials because we kind of came from that do-it-for-me generation where, you know, and the household makeup changed. A lot more single-parent households, so maybe there wasn't the time to do all those do-it-yourself projects. But what we're seeing is millennials are just tackling things in a little bit different way. And they are much more comfortable now because they can seek help from a local retailer. They can go online to find what they need. But I know a lot of millennials that tackle some pretty heavy-duty projects in and around their home.
Let's find out the most exciting thing that you're hearing about at 2018 National Hardware Show. What are you most excited about? Well, there's a lot going on. I feel like it's grown tremendously. It's spread out into the parking lot, and it has before, but there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, and some of the categories that we just see continuing to build momentum over the last several years, and it's really evident here, is the lawn and garden and outdoor living it just really shows no signs of slowing down because more and more people are wanting to create that resort park-like setting in their homes and extend their living space into the outdoors. So they're looking for just about anything to do that, from unique patio furniture to grills and accessories to decorative items for outdoors to the harder scape things you need to create the unique environments. And that's something that we definitely see still gaining momentum. And that's why you see, I think, a lot of the tailgate area out here is those unique products that are designed for outdoor use that can be used for tailgating, but they also have application in and around the home. So that's exciting. You know, you mentioned the Internet of Things and new home technology. It's really, you know, it used to be, oh, well, you can buy a thermostat that can be controlled by your smartphone. Now it's in every area of the house, and it's even beyond the house. There's smart technology in power tools. There's smart technology going into hand tools. It's plumbing, it's electrical, it's HVAC. And that just keeps growing and growing. Some of the things they're showing here with like the virtual home, it's just amazing that stuff continues to gain traction. And in pretty short order, we're going to have an environment where every home has some element of smart technology in it. And that's just going to be the way things are.
It is.
So those are exciting.
With the new products that are coming out, of course, that you talk about awards. You know, you and I were talking off camera about the awards opportunity. Tomorrow night, that's going to be happening. Talk a little bit about what that's all about.
Well, tomorrow night we're going to be hosting our Retailer's Choice Awards. Our Retailer's Choice Awards have been going on for well over 50 years. And the idea behind this is a pretty pure idea of an awards program. Unlike, we also publish a magazine that goes to every hardware store and home center and lumberyard in the United States and Canada. And like a lot of magazines that hold product awards, you know, they might have their editors choose the products or something like that. And while we certainly have qualified editors, we represent retailers. So we say these are the people that they're the ones that are going to be buying the truckloads and pallets of products. So we're in Vegas here. They're going to be betting their money that those products are going to succeed. So our Retailer's Choice, what we do is we put together a panel of retailers from across the U.S. and Canada. We just tell them, go out and scour the floor, and we want you to find the most unique products you can find that you think are going to sell big in your store. We hold a luncheon where they go over, they collaborate on those products, and we just take the products that they said, I want to get these into my store, and we give awards to those products that do that. And it's really a highlight for us at this event. It's one of the funnest, most fun events that we hold throughout the whole
So you
show.
get an award. What is it that you win? What is it that they get highlighted in the magazine, I'm sure?
Obviously we do a big feature about the product winners in our magazine. They also get marketing materials, which is really important for them. And it's been so fun to see over the years when there's someone that, believe me, coming to the show is an investment for someone who's launching a product. And so a lot of these smaller guys that, you know, the guy, just like the independent retailer, the mom and pops that are out there hustling, they're the inventors in the garages that are out there toiling away, and they come up with that one product idea and they invest all they can to get a booth here, or maybe they just have a little small company and they're making a big investment hoping they're going to hit it big. For a panel of retailers that run big operations to small operations all across the United States and Canada, pick their product from all the thousands of products here, and to have that kind of approval, it can be the difference between success and failure for a lot of these guys. And I've been running the program now as MC of the program for probably the last 10 years, and it's really heartwarming when a lot of these manufacturers will win this, and they'll come up and the sincere look at their face saying, this made my show. This is going to make my show for me, because now I can go out and I could talk to buyers at distributors. I could go out and talk to other retailers and say, hey guys, people out there like my product. And that's probably the biggest promotion that they get out of winning the award.
A lot of great products here have been introduced at the National Hardware Show. They've been featured on Shark Tank. So many great products out there. I want to talk about the magazine really quick. You have a digital publication as well.
Yeah,
What's
we have a digital publication. It's hardwareretailing.com. Pretty easy. And that's our website. Anyone can sign up for our e-newsletter, our digital publication, and we also do a print publication.
It's been so fun talking with you.
I could chat
really
with you
nice for hours and hours.
We appreciate you guys being here.
Well, we want you guys to join the conversation. Again, if you haven't yet, hashtag Alibaba NHS. Let us know what you guys are thinking out there. Any questions you want me to ask any of the people sitting here on the panel, go ahead and shoot it out there on Twitter. And of course, comment below on Facebook. Dan, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Glad to be here.